Welcome to the Boxing Chat Podcast, the best boxing podcast in the world. Join Frank Cazo, Rob Jenkins, and Koopa to talk boxing today.
Music licensing reimagined.
Like and subscribe now. Welcome to the Boxing Chat Podcast, the best boxing podcast in the world. Like and subscribe now.
Welcome to the Boxing Chat Podcast, the first YouTube live we got. Shout out to my boy Marcos. Nah, I'm joking. But yeah, first YouTube live, boys. Pretty excited. You guys are gonna have our live commentary here. If anybody is interested in joining us here, I'll post a StreamYard link in a minute in the comments, and you guys can just click up and try to join and talk to us here live. Other than that, try to comment with us, share some insights, and we'll be replying to you guys. For now, though, let's start off with, a bit of a short week here at the Boxing Chat Podcast. We just did one on Sunday, I believe, for that Tank versus Frank fight. But we got some new news right away. What's his name? Ryan Garcia finally got the big breaking news about him getting suspended for a year for those PEDs he was using against Devin Haney. They found Osterin in his system a couple weeks after that April 20th fight, after Ryan put that beating on Devin. So with that breaking news, now that he's completely suspended from boxing for a year, I'm going to start out with a first question. I guess we'll start out with this. Did they make the right decision? King Koopa.
Well, I got to go first.
All right,
you the star.
Guy, man.
Here we go.
right.
The right decision. So this is my thing. Osterine is pretty hard to come by happenstance. So I know the argument is there wasn't a lot in his system to be able to be useful against Devin, but he still couldn't explain how it got into his system. The supplements were tested. You had the statement come from the company that supplied the supplements that denied contamination. And he popped hot under VADA, and he popped hot under the New York Athletic Commission's test that they gave him. I think it was the right decision. I mean, I think a lot of people look at it and they say a year and a fine and him giving us some of his purses a slap on the wrist, but I think it's appropriate. You're just going to have to see the fallout later. I'm not upset at the decision. It was a bit surprising that they came out with the fines and Ryan has to reapply for his boxing license next year, 2025, April 20th. But he couldn't explain how it got there, and it's a zero tolerance substance. So I think it was the right decision.
And Ryan had to accept the terms, man. So it wasn't like Ryan said, "No, that's not. I'm not accepting it," and they still gave it to him. Ryan had to accept the terms, and I think they even fined him $1 million, 1.1 mil.
Mm-hmm.
They gave him the state fine for $10,000, and then they had him give up some of his guaranteed purse to Oscar De La Hoya and potentially Devin.
Yeah. So I think if it, I just want to clear up the whole is 0.0001 of a gram thing. Like, what's up with that? Nobody ever cleared that up. Why there was such little amount in his system. So let me ask you one question more before I move on, Koopa. If he didn't have the PEDs, do you think the fight was different? Do you think Devin would have won? Or do you think the rematch is different without the PEDs?
Devin lost that fight off of technical flaws. I don't think it's not like Ryan hit Devin and he went a woo-ga, across the ring, bro. It's like Devin threw his jab, he dropped his right hand, Ryan came with the left hook, and then he floored Devin. And he did that multiple times, and Devin never adjusted to what happened in that fight. So ultimately, I don't think the PEDs won the fight with Ryan. I think it was Derek James and Ryan's game plan that won. It's just that this whole PED situation, it muddies the water, and it takes away a credible win. I think with the respect of a lot of boxing fans.
Yeah. And Johnny, if you don't mind just muting your mic whenever you're not talking, just for the sounds of of the streets?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks,
buddy.
Sounds of the street.
Yeah, like the honking and all
Super
that.
loud. Sorry, I got motorcycles, everything.
Nah, you're good, man. And I'll let you know, like, whenever you talk, just unmute yourself whenever you feel like talking.
Okay. All right.
So, I respect your opinion. I just think, honestly, I mean, a whole year and taking that fine without enough strong evidence, in my opinion, but that it was actually, a real decision, a deciding factor of winning that fight. I don't really think it had anything to do with it. But
Frank,
I get it. It's rules. If you break a rule, there has to be repercussions, right? So,
but Frank, it's like Conor Ben in the eggs. Like that situation still isn't even handled in the UK. But Conor Ben tests positive for this substance that pregnant women use, and it's like, I get it. It probably didn't help him in any fights, but it's also like, bro, how did it get in your system? Like, that's where you can't clear it up and you have no concrete explanation. So it's like, we have to give you something unless you come with something to plead your case. And Ryan couldn't. It was debunked. His supplements were tested, and then the statement that came from the company. So it's like, what do you want the athletic commission to do at that point?
No, and I understand. And somebody left a comment. AC on YouTube said Devin's stock dropped. He's gonna be underpaid unless he gets big wins like Boots at 147. So I think all that, Devin Haney was on a hot streak. He was going up in fame. This win was gonna be his breakout win against Ryan, where he became a superstar. Because he got 50K against Prograis, and then the fight before 150K against Lomachenko. This was going to be his big breakout win. And he gets that tip. So I don't think.
Can I touch on that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'll shut up after this. So another thing that happened this week, and I know we don't talk a lot of business of the sport. We mainly talk about fights a lot, which is more entertaining, like a lot to you. But one thing I saw from Devin, and this kind of makes me change my opinion of him in my mind, is that Sandor Martin purse bid. We saw Devin's comments. We saw Eddie's comments regarding the purse bid because Bob Arum and Top Rank are the only ones that bid. And Devin's comments towards the Zone and Eddie, I really didn't like, because Devin Haney Promotions is an actual company. If Devin wanted to, he could have put his money up to bid for that fight, could have shopped it around, possibly even gotten more money for the fight than he would have had initially. And Eddie Hearn brought up some really good comments where he said the Zone and him didn't want to take, the financial liability for the fight, but Devin didn't either. And he's trying to make it the Zone and Eddie's responsibility. And you got the money and your own promotion. You got your own promotion company. So I thought it was a little bit weird on Devin's part for him to make those comments, and he's supposed to be, the free agent and the boss. But it kind of shows.
That's why he said I should have bid myself. He tweeted that, I think. He said I should have bid myself.
He knew that. He's been parading around as a promoter, free agent for a while now. So
it's easy to say that now.
It was just really weird for me as a Devin Haney fan, because I was like, all right, bro, like you wasn't making. I don't really know what to think. I just think it was weird.
All right, well, I don't want to make this. Yeah, I don't want to make this the King Koopa podcast. So, Keizo, over there on your phone, what do you think,
bro?
Man?
I'm responding to niggas in the comments, bro.
That man, hey, he called you out like you in school, like you in class.
That you watched the interview of Devin and with Dan Raphael. I posted a clip of that earlier today, but we can play it later in the pod too. But Keizo, you think in a rematch, man, what happens? And two questions. In a rematch, what happens? And you can just respond to the guy straight up, bro. You ain't got to comment on him. You can just tell him right now.
No, I ain't want to interrupt Koopa, but in a rematch, I don't know. I honestly think Devin, I said it all the time. I think if Devin would have boxed, he would have won, but he was over there looking for the one-shot knockout because everybody was putting the pressure that he had to knock Ryan out because Tank did it. But I honestly think if Devin comes prepared and not letting the hype or the fame or the ESPN interviews or the fight hype interviews get to him, I honestly think he outboxes Ryan Garcia.
What about if you're him right now? What do? You stay at 140, get the Sandor fight, or stay at 140 without a belt, or go up to 147? Or do you take off a year like he's saying he's going to do and just come back for the rematch?
He can do anything. Like, Devin's at the pinnacle of the sport, and I don't think we realize that he's at the pinnacle of the sport when it comes to making money. He can make $1 million fighting Regis Prograis, bro. Like, he can do 500K fighting Regis Pro. No, well, not 500. What he did, like 100, 300. He can do that against Regis Prograis. So it's like,
bro, he did a 50K.
He wants. That's still good money.
Against, yeah, it is good money. It is good money. But I mean, no, he's not gonna get 50K if he fights Regis Prograis right now. Devin Haney.
Devin is still gonna sell because
I don't think so.
They're gonna promote it like he's coming back. And
if he's fighting a bum, I don't think he's gonna be.
Who's
selling.
a bum at 140 right now?
Regis.
Honestly? Who's a bum that's a high-ranking contender? I'm not saying he's gonna fight Regis, but who's a bum that's a high-ranking contender at 140 right now? The whole top 8 of the WBC. At
Sandor is not fighting. Sandor is not selling more than 25K, bro.
Bro, Sandor will sell.
Sandor versus Haney is not selling more than 25, 30K.
That fight doesn't even have to be on pay-per-view and it'll sell, bro. Regardless.
So Johnny boy, now you can unmute yourself, man. What do you think about the whole situation, man? Give us your summary on if you think it was the right decision, and is there a different outcome in a rematch?
Man, let that man park first.
I'm good at park. Now, I think as far as Devin Haney, what was the first question?
What do you think about the whole situation that they banned them for a year? Do you think they made the right decision? And then what do you think about it in a rematch?
I think that's justified. It was a small amount, whatever that Austrian or whatever you call it was found in the system. I think that's justified. You should be a clean fighter to make everything on an even playing field for both fighters. So I don't know how that got in his system. He doesn't have that excuse. Give him the year ban. Take the fines. He made so much money that it's really not. It is a slap on the wrist as far as financially. Yeah. But I think that moving forward, I don't think he'll be dumb enough to make that mistake again. And that'll be. They didn't put a severe. I was listening to Shakur Stevenson talk earlier. He had an interview. He said that Ryan needs to be banned for 5 years. That's ridiculous. I don't think it should be that long. A year is good. They took the money from him. Now let him move forward, and after the year, we can see what will happen with his career. And as far as Devin Haney was my guy. I believe he had the best jab in boxing. But I had interviewed Bernard Hopkins before the fight happened, and I said, "Do you think that Devin Haney's jab is going to be a problem for your fighter Ryan Garcia?" He said, "All it is a jab. Once you take away the jab, what does he have?" So I thought to myself, and I said, "Man, Ryan took away, the best weapon of Ryan Garcia, the jab, and he wasn't able to do anything with it. He started coming back in the rounds, and in the middle rounds, but it wasn't enough. So I just don't feel that he isn't a draw. This sport of boxing is different than UFC. You can take 20 losses in UFC, come back, and the people love you. In this sport, if you lose one fight, all because of Floyd Mayweather, all the fans will ban you. You're a bum. You're not gonna sell all this. So I don't think it's fair." But I just don't. And the damage that Devin Haney took, I think he's not the same fighter. He sustained so much damage. If he would have been knocked out, like I said in one of the other podcasts, if he would have been knocked out like Ryan Garcia, the way he was knocked out, and then he was still fresh, he didn't take a beating over 12 rounds, he would come back, really strong. He's not going to be the same fighter, unfortunately, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think mentally he's got that thing where he's just going to be scared, man. Scared of the big punches now. And especially against
mentally and physical.
Yeah, and like you said, really, what else does Haney have other than that outside jab? And you can add a straight in there too because he uses it. That straight to the body. He throws a lot against Lomachenko. He did it the first 6 rounds. But Jenkins, what do you think? Do you think it was good that they took away Haney's loss, or do you think they should have left the loss?
Do I think it's right? Not necessarily. Like, of course, now he's gonna use this to his advantage after seeing the way it worked, like it went down. But like, I don't think the PDs really changed too much. I mean, maybe it made his punches like a little bit stronger, but either way, he was still eating multiple punches, and he went down multiple times. So I don't really think it made a huge difference.
Yeah, and I think that loss is gonna live on with the fans. We're not gonna forget that, man. So even
Right,
though the loss
right.
isn't on his record, whenever he fights Tank, everyone's gonna be talking about you lost to Ryan Garcia though. So and I think he can make a comeback. I think his career can obviously make a comeback. He's a great fighter, but we all know he can get cracked now. And he's once you get cracked once, everybody else has that confidence now and they come and crack you too. So let's
I
get to
think
our
the record.
final.
Wait, I think the record is more for like history, not necessarily for right now. Because I mean, we all know what happened. Like you said, the fans are always going to bring it up. So I mean, the people that were around for it like know what happened. But it's more like in the future how it's going to like make him look, I guess. Like, but there's always those little fickle things with certain people where they bring up a certain case where they could have lost or should have lost or this and that, and it went in their direction or it went in their favor. So I mean, that's
Yeah,
just
and
how
I
shit
mean,
goes
but
sometimes.
and this isn't just a decision loss. This isn't just I barely lost. Now you got your ass
Oh no,
kicked.
it's a beat down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got your ass kicked, so it's a little different than those little losses that people take and they throw excuses for them. So even though he's gonna be
right.
throwing that,
And
Bill's gonna be throwing that excuses of PEDs forever, man.
of
So
course, they're gonna drag it out as long as they can. And like Keizo said, honestly, like I really feel like it was Devin's mindset and like his approach to the fight. So if they were to fight again, like he definitely has a chance. Like I'm not gonna like I definitely don't think it'll go down the way it happened. But I don't know. Like Ryan could still win again too. So it's kind of a toss up.
and guys, anybody in the chat, I see 6 people are watching, so I'm gonna drop in the comments the StreamYard link if anybody wants to join and come in here and talk boxing with us. There's the link. Just click on it, join, and put your name in. Robert, Rob Low Undisputed. I'm sorry, Rob Undisputed. What do you think about the whole situation, man? Should Ryan have been banned or not?
Not. I think they did the right thing. I mean, he tested, even if it was a false positive, it was still positive. You know what I'm saying? They did the right thing. It was a year. A year is not bad. A year is not bad for Ryan Garcia. That's not gonna hurt him. Like I feel like his stock only gonna go up. But like for certain fighters, I feel like a year just end everything for him. But for like Ryan Garcia, he's probably one of one in that category to what a 1 year ban doesn't stop him.
It
And I
honestly
also
may
think
be
that
good for him.
boxing, yeah, he could chill out for a while, and then who knows? Imagine if Ryan banned this whole year. Imagine if Ryan just training these whole next what it is 10 months. Imagine if he just in the gym. We'll see a whole different Ryan Garcia. And then
Right.
as for the supplements, Keizo, you probably understand this. I mean, not Keizo Cooper. You probably could understand this. They need to figure out something to like the supplements that these boxers go to. They need to just go to a store for that. Like for instance, in the military, any supplements on base, you're not gonna pop for none of it. Because they already tell you, like on base, they tell you don't go to the nutrition stores or nothing to get supplements. Get it right from base. Because all the ones on base is approved, and it's no BS in them. You ain't gonna pop no false positives or nothing like that. I think they need to figure out something to where it's certain stores where the boxers go to, or even a company or something. But the companies can't be biased either. If they selling, like, they can't. It kind of sucks for them because if you do it like that, you can't really sponsor a fighter unless you sponsor them all. You're showing favoritism.
So Robert, if you're Ryan, would you try to sign with MVP or UFC or any of these influencer boxing promotion companies or UFC? Like I said, MMA.
If I'm Ryan, I'm letting everybody go into a bidding war. Everybody. Because Ryan has the upper hand out of everybody right now when it comes to that. Like for instance, Shakur, this is about to be his last fight, but he got to put on a performance in this fight so he could get the big contract. He get the big contract. Devin Haney a free agent, but Ryan Garcia is just different. Maybe he get his own. He probably should have had his own promotional company, but it got to be ran the right way if he do have his own promotional company. Like for instance, Devin.
He's too young. He's too young for that still.
Not if you get the right team around him. if you get the right team around him.
Yeah,
Then you know
I mean, he
boxing
is
is a-
huge. He is huge. But let's transition over to what you just mentioned. You can start off with it. Shakur is becoming a free agent July 6th after that fight against Artem. I don't know how to say his last name, but I know his first name's Artem. It's the guy that fought against Frank Martin and took a knee in the 12th round. Do you think he should stay with Top Rank? You think he should go with DAZN or go try to get that tank fight with PBC? What do you think should be his next move after this Artem fight?
I mean, I think he's got to put on a performance, because if he put on a great performance, then
It doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. Because if he put on a great performance, he go fight in Rider season every other fight. You know, they'll get him the good fights and they'll pay him money for it. But it's just all on his performance. You know, boxing is a what have you done for me lately type of sport. So everybody's still talking about his last fight. So if this fight he put out another dud like that, then I don't think it's gonna be too many people that want to sign him. When even though they should, it's just they're gonna say financially it's not worth it because of Floyd Mayweather. And that's what also bring me back to this. Back in the day when them boxers used to fight, use Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, for example. Mike Tyson to fight a pay-per-view fight today, and his next fight will be a free fight. These boxers got to learn who to fight on pay-per-view and who to fight for free. That's what they got to do. Like, yes, we get it. You want your money, but you got to know how to get your money, because you're going to also get more fans on your free fights. And then the viewership is going to be crazy. Ain't nobody got to stream a free fight.
So what do you think, King Koopa, number one Shakur fan? Do you think he should stay with Top Rank, and you think his performance is his coming out party?
All right.
Oh,
I think Shakur picked a decent opponent. I think from the optics, it'll be a fan-friendly fight, and it'll be an appropriate fight for his last fight on a Top Rank. But Shakur has to advocate for himself or advertise for himself with this upcoming fight, because this is going to be his last fight. He needs to have a good performance, a good live gate at least, and then some buzz behind him to shop around to these other networks as to why he gets, to fight their guy on their network. But honestly, I think Shakur is he's gonna do good. I think that he's gonna be looking to make a statement. He's gonna show you what he's really about with this upcoming fight. I wish he would have did it with Edwin De Los Santos, but I'll take it. Like all the things that surrounded the fight, how he was feeling. Okay, cool. But now he gonna beat this boy down. I honestly think so. He gonna beat his Doonies down 100%. No Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
And but you gonna see. You gonna see, bro. Shakur got this. I'm not the biggest Shakur fan, but I feel it. Like I feel it coming off him in these interviews, in his little sparring videos. He gonna put it down on this boy. No homo.
Especially with it being Frank's ex opponent, Frank Martin.
Mm-hmm. Hey Frank, real quick, just want to say this. This fight right here, Shakur, is kind of like his draft combine. This fight right here is like his draft combine, where he got to put out the good, you got to look good on paper.
It's his coming out party. It's his coming out party.
He can honestly use the last fight to his advantage after this. I mean, not that more people will tune in because of them saying it was boring, but if he really makes a statement with this one, it's like he can almost reverse all the he's a boring fighter, this and that.
Yeah. Exactly. So what do you think about Shakur's cousin, Johnny Boy? What'd you think about Shakur's performance, man? I know you're gonna be there that night. You expecting that coming out party, and do you think it could potentially even be a knockout?
I was at the Oshino, the last fight that he fought at the Prudential Center, and they had a sold out house. So that's gonna be okay. The gate is gonna make money, but he has to look sensational, like everyone was saying about his last fight on Top Rank. And Bob Arum, I heard him speaking about it. He was saying that Eddie Hearn doesn't want to pay for Shakur. So he's like, he's in a rock and a hard place because he doesn't have that knockout power that everybody wants. The fans, they want to see the knockouts. I understand that. I appreciate, the sweet science, hitting and not getting hit. But a lot, if you do a survey, most fans want to see the knockout. They want to get drunk, have a good time, and at the end, they want that climax to the event. Yeah, exactly. So that's what he's gonna have to do. And if he doesn't do that, unfortunately, it's gonna be kind of hard. Even though that he's gonna keep racking up wins unless he fights Tank Davis, which is a close fight. Tank will definitely be the favorite, but if most other fighters, he'll be able to beat them. Lomachenko will give him a test as well. He's up there in age, but he has to look sensational, on July 6th. If he doesn't, he's gonna have problems with trying to make money, big money, the real big fights.
You think a guy like Williams Zepeda is easy for Shakur? Or another guy, 135, or Baranchik? What's his name? Baranchik, the other.
I think those are decent fighters, but I just think that the Shakur is levels above everyone else. It's him, Tank, and Loma. Those are the guys at 135. Everybody else is a good a good fight, but it's not a super fight. It's not where I feel that they will be able to beat him. Not even a puncher's chance. You'd have to do. He's going to win every single round. He's the best defensive fighter in boxing. It's going to be really difficult for it to hit. At least Tank is able to be hit. He'll let you hit him. Shakur is not doing that. He doesn't even want to get hit once. He doesn't want to engage unless he has you hurt. He's like those cat-like reflexes. So he's safety first type of fighter, and that's what's going to make him have a long career.
So moving on to. And I completely agree with you. I think he's levels above everyone. I was just saying those names because there's a lot of people in the Latino community that think William Zepeda is great, and stuff like that.
Right.
But Keizo, so I know you defended that performance against this De Los Santos, man, like hell. But if Shakur does that same performance against Artem again, now with Artem, are you thinking about him differently, or are you still having that same mentality?
No,
man?
he's the best in the world. No, if you like, I don't know if y'all don't watch Shakur fights, but the man doesn't need power. The man makes you look so bad to the ref that the ref has to stop the fight. He don't need power, bro. He has the best skills in the world. If the top 8 of the pound for pound list all died, Shakur's number 1, bro. Like, if they just miraculously died, Shakur's the number 1, bro. And they're all,
what?
To be honest, off pure boxing ability.
Wait, what?
Ability, Shakur Stevenson is behind Terrence Crawford, bro. Off pure boxing ability, he's behind Terrence Crawford and Alexander Usyk.
I'd say Boots
Who
is
can
number
box
1.
better than Shakur? In a way?
Boots.
Fuck no. Fuck.
Yeah, I put Boots. I put Boots number 1.
Hey, I don't think Boots.
Random nigga from Germany.
Bro, Shakur's not switching up like Boots.
That don't mean, bro. You really
He's not switching sides like Boots, bro.
Frank, you just figured out who Boots was yesterday, bro.
Didn't we just talk about this?
Frank, you just figured out who Boots. Niggas been watching Boots. Niggas.
All right. Okay,
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here.
Okay, you gotta remember, I got the power around here, bro. So you gotta chill out, man.
Bro.
All right, bro.
Like Shakur.
All right. So somebody just asked in the chat, who do you think punches harder, Keizo? Shakur or Frank Martin? Frank got the brick in.
That's the right answer.
Frank.
Yeah.
For sure.
What about the rest of y'all?
I'm sure we'd probably all go with Frank. I mean, Cooper's looking.
Frank, I got Frank.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna say Shakur probably can. He just probably won't because he's a defensive first fighter, like Johnny said.
Man,
for you to throw power
Keizo
punches, you got to sit down on your punches, bro. And like, if Shakur is not about to do that, then obviously you're not gonna punch harder.
What was
like Keizo was trying to say?
I mean, like Keizo said, I really don't think it matters, though.
No, like I was saying, people love the knockouts, right? Obviously, Frank got the most power, but at the end of the day, how many times? It's so many Floyd Mayweather fights that I don't watch live, and I done been like, it's boring. And what am I watching? And then I go back and watch it, and I be like, bro, this is a master class. He just made it look so easy. It's boring. You can't get mad at that man for his skill set.
And I was watching a reel earlier this week, and a guy was saying how people don't want to book their fighters against Shakur because it makes them, like, especially when they lose too, because it kind of takes away from their fighters like aura, I guess, and like just the ability for them to be entertaining. So it kind of like doesn't work out for them, and they kind of don't want to like match up against him.
Bro, these boxers,
so
bro,
let's do
Tank Shakur, hold on real quick. Tank Shakur and all them. We need to get away from this idea of letting fights marinate. You know,
yeah, that's too long.
Because we did that with Floyd and Pacquiao and how they went after. I mean, I think we can rewatch it now and kind of appreciate it. But I seen I was watching the Porterweight podcast, and Paulie Malignaggi said it. He said when you have two fighters in their prime fighting, they got a different mindset. Like, I'm going out to kill. Once they get older, it's like, I'm just trying to win, get this money. I'm not looking for a knockout. I'm not trying to take no damage. He probably not trying to take no damage. But when we have two people in there two bulls just trying to. All
right, so before we move on to the sparring session, I want to ask. Okay, first I'm gonna do this one just to Keizo and maybe a couple of you guys. Keizo, who's a better counterpuncher, Floyd or Shakur?
Depends on what Floyd.
Good answer, I guess. Anybody else have a different opinion?
Floyd's
a better counterpuncher than Shakur?
Yeah, he has a longer career and then more fights and more 26 world champions, and you just watch his highlight reels of him counterpunching Marquez and just backing up from the shot, ducking under it. He's a different defensive wizard, on the blocking tip. And Shakur's like more like eluding and evading the shot, like backing up from it.
So let me just ask you a quick question, Johnny. Who's your number one guy ever?
Pernell Sweepy Whitaker.
Pernell? Nice.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Yeah, my favorite. I know he's not as exciting as the knockout fighters, but I just appreciated his era and what he was able to do with basically no power, and just beating guys that were stronger and physically bigger than him, and he was just able to duck every shot and just win. And I know and some of the rounds were carbon copies of the last round, and they're boring to most people, but I just appreciated that jab and the boxing ability. The IQ was insane. If he had power, everybody would know his name.
Yeah, definitely one of the most skilled, and how he moved, crazy, man. Still don't see it today. So somebody in the comments wanted us to do this real quick, so let's do it real quick. Pick one. I'm gonna go one by one. Benavidez, Bivol, Beterbiev. You gotta pick one. Hold on, let me just put it down here.
Like currently?
Yeah.
Yeah, just one. Who's the best? I'll go in back order. Koopa starts.
Beterbiev.
All right, Robert.
I go the same way. I want to say Benavidez, but I can't. This is first fight. I don't want to disrespect the other two, and he only had one fight at that weight class. So I'm gonna go with I'm gonna agree with Cooper.
Keizo?
Is Arthur, Bivol, and then is Benavidez.
Damn, you guys are tough, man. Johnny boy.
So you call me?
Yeah. Who thinks the best?
Justin changed my mind. I'm going with Benavidez.
Hey.
Let's go.
Like, I know what you're talking about, but say why you picked him.
Well, the punch output, and I think he got the better of Bivol, you said, in the sparring. I still haven't watched that. And then that's just like, I think he'll be comfortable there because he should probably go up to 200. He'll go up to heavyweight. He probably walks around at that weight anyway. You know, so I just got to keep watching. But I have to go with. I'll stick with Benavidez.
Gotcha. And there is no tape for that B-ball.
Oh no.
Benavidez. There's no tape, but they just talk about it, and Benavidez says he got the best of him. And I think even
I believe him.
I think even B-ball said that he was pretty good, and Benavidez is only like 21 years old at the time, or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. He just got better. So.
Yeah. What about you, Jenkins?
Not to discredit like Bebo or Better Beef, but I really do think Benavidez is the one. And like it's early, and you know I feel like that's better than worse, because like we've already seen like great stuff from him, and he has time to grow still, learn some more stuff, and you know like work on the things that he's not the best at right now. But I love watching Better Beef. Like he's a different type of entertainment, bro.
Yeah, and I think I gotta say it's Benavidez too, man. So we're going 3 versus 3 up here. I gotta go with David Benavidez, man. He's just, you guys haven't seen it yet, I guess, but that offensive output is crazy, man. He's throwing like Roy Jones Jr. out there, and he's what, 6'3"? I mean,
what the fuck
That's
does
Frank.
that mean when
Hey,
Arthur
Frank,
out here
Frank,
stopping people who's never been stopped?
Frank, I get what you're saying, Frank, and I understand what you're saying. I just feel like I can't disrespect the other two for the simple fact it was Benavidez' first fight in that weight class.
I
So
think
you would go, if it was Benavidez' second fight, you would go David Benavidez.
Which means his second fight.
his second fight's gonna be better be able to be ball, bro.
He's gonna get the winner. He's gonna get the winner.
If he had more fights up there, would you take Benavidez over?
Yeah, if he beat the winner of Better BF B-ball, yeah, I'd take him over Better BF B-ball, bro. That's what you're trying to say. Because that's his second fight.
Yeah.
After
No,
he beats him, yeah, I'd
actually,
take him.
if he had more fights, yeah, I'd take him. If somebody who, even though they fatigue was bad, but somebody who is skilled and is slick as Caleb Plant couldn't do nothing with him, yes, I'm taking. Ain't nobody else. Nobody who Benavidez is going to fight soon is as fast as Caleb Plant.
Bro,
Arthur Better BF stretchered a motherfucker Canelo couldn't knock out.
Better BF could be.
David Benavidez gonna do when he knocks Arthur down in the 6th and Arthur gets up and KOs his ass in the 8th?
Bro, Arthur could be your grandpa, K, though. He's like 40.
Yeah, he's 39.
Bro.
He's 39. Yeah, he's too old.
Like, what are we talking about?
Like,
Father Time's gonna get Better Beef.
Bro, his brain's gonna be rocking around. His brain's gonna be shaking around that head, bro.
Who's the harder matchup for Benavidez, Bevo or Better Beef?
Beterbiev.
Is it Better BF?
Bivol, because Bivol's gonna box.
It depends on what language you're saying it in.
You said Bivol, Johnny?
Yeah, because he's gonna box. He's gonna make it more difficult. Better Beef, he's gonna be right there for Benavidez. That's a 2 trains on a collision course. But the only thing about Better Beef, he has the probably more power, but he's 39 years old, and that father time clock is gonna tick in. You know?
Right. That's why I asked, because I feel like they're both kind of like good matchups for him based off of how Bevo boxes, but Better Beef is just output, and he's right there, but that could also work against Benavidez at the same time. So
absolutely, because he has that power.
I think that KO hype up that they give 18 KOs, 100% KO that they give Better Beef is
19,
20 and 20.
But that's overrated, man. There's
It's
other
overrated.
fighters. There's other fighters
20
that
20
have
fights
that.
and 20 knockouts.
He just stretchered somebody Canelo couldn't even knock out.
Bro,
He put that
Virgil-
motherfucker on the stretcher.
Bro, Virgil Ortiz Jr. has 21
Virgil Ortiz has
knockouts.
fought
21
nobody.
and 0. 21 and 0. 21 knockouts.
All of Arthur's
Like,
last fights have been
I'm not
champions.
saying Virgil Ortiz is near his level. I'm just saying it's the knockout thing is a little
my
overrated.
fucking God, Franklin.
It's a little
Oh my
overrated.
God. Oh my God. This motherfucker collected all the belts over 4 years, and you talking about David Benavidez.
He doesn't have all the belts.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
Keizo, keep talking.
He
I
has
want to see
3
you get booted
He
again,
has
bro.
all the belts. He has won all the belts but the WBA. That's
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
been running
He doesn't
from
have
him.
all the belts. He doesn't have all
Bro,
the belts. Exactly.
Stop talking to me.
Exactly.
Stop
Hey, Frank.
talking to me. Please stop
Frank.
talking to me.
Hey, Frank, hit
just-
that button on him.
Who'd he just beat? Who'd he just
Franklin.
beat that Canelo beat?
Callum Smith.
Callum
Please stop
Smith,
talking
yeah,
to
that
me.
is true.
Please
That
stop
is true.
talking to me, Franklin. He's
But
never
Canelo
been
beat-
knocked down or he's never been KO'd. Oh,
Canelo beat him easily.
no, the
He's-
fuck
he-
Canelo didn't.
Hey Frank, you don't let him talk to you
Bro,
like that, bro.
Better BF has been knocked
He's
out.
stirring stuff
I
up.
know
I
he's
mean-
been knocked down. I'm saying Callum Smith hasn't been knocked down. I've seen better BF get off the canvas multiple times and win by KO, bro.
Hey, Frank.
He's a different monster.
Oh
What's
my
up, bro?
God, this
I
is
just-
like.
Hey,
Why
I
do
just
we have
realized.
him as a host? Why is he the host?
Hey,
Bro,
Cooper and Keizo,
Bro.
I'm sorry,
is
but I just realized something. I gotta go with Benavidez. It ain't got
Oh,
nothing to
Rob
do with the
Johnson.
fight.
Change.
It ain't got nothing to do. It ain't got nothing to do with the fight.
Why are you going for now? Why?
Hey, when better BF.
My old lady last name Benavidez. I gotta agree.
Oh my!
What
What
the
the
fuck?
that's why she put Benavidez in the chat. In the chat.
Yeah.
Yo, Keizo,
Oh,
you better
I didn't even peep that.
Keizo, you better chill out before I call your mom, bro, for real. But
Why is
what I
he-
was gonna say,
I think we need a new
what I
host.
was
Bro.
gonna say, bro, chill
This
out, bro.
motherfucker- Somebody just brought up Ben Whitaker. He's a fucking prospect. Why are we talking about Ben Whitaker? He has 7 fights.
My
Probably a
bad,
bad
guys.
one.
It's bring your kids to work day. My bad, guys.
Yeah.
Bro, why are we talking about Ben Whitaker? He has 7 fights.
all right,
put that
let's
in-
move on.
StreamYard or on
Let's
YouTube?
let's move on while the
Bro.
15-year-old ends its temper tantrum. But where is Gervonta Davis versus Devin Haney
Gervonta
sparring
Davis,
tape.
word.
Oh my God, Gervonta
Yeah.
Davis. Hold on,
You gotta
Gervonta
slap it
Davis.
over.
I just did it right now. That's why. Gervonta Davis versus Devin Haney's famous sparring tape was finally released last weekend after Gervonta Davis's victory over Frank Martin by knockout. It was rumored that Floyd Mayweather released it since, the famous Fight Hype released the tape. And we all know Floyd Mayweather is very close to the guys there at Fight Hype. So it's obviously by him. Let's start out with initial reactions. Who do you guys think actually won the sparring? Let's start out with the 14-year-old kid. Go ahead, Keizo.
Why is this guy our host?
Keep messing with me, bro. Keep messing with me, bro.
Hey, bro,
I'm
hey,
gonna
bro,
be
hey,
on you
bro.
all day if you're messing
Somebody,
with me, bro.
somebody
I'm
take,
just
somebody
letting you
take,
know.
somebody take
just-
over for this.
All right. All right, Robert.
Bring him back. Bring him back.
Chill out,
But
Keizo.
honestly, I really don't know. It was all over the place. Fucking Bill yelling at Floyd, AB in the ring 1 second,
Hopping in the
Tank yelling in the crowd, Tank on the ropes yelling. Like, I really think, but like from looking at who won, I say Devin. But other than that, really wasn't a sparring session. Shit was just pandemonium.
Cooper.
Listen, I appreciate Keizo coming back and behaving himself after that 2-second timeout. But to
30
piggyback
seconds.
off what Keizo said, I think the sparring footage, and it's weird how it happened, right? The first time we saw it, it was like a minute, 20 seconds long, and it just showed Tank just whooping on Devin. The full sparring video gives a lot more credit to Devin because you saw how he handled a lot of Tank's pressure. Overall, I'm going to say Tank, but it wasn't as wide as it was initially thought beforehand because now you saw a lot more footage.
Yeah, and I think Devin did end up getting the best of him towards the end. It's just that it was a little weird because Tank looked, I don't know if he was extremely out of shape or why he only attacked in spurts. I mean, he kind of does that in real fights, but it was a little extreme in this sparring tape. He was completely off when he was off. It's like non-responsive almost.
You gotta.
What's
I was
up?
about to say you gotta realize. I don't know if that's what happened in there, but you gotta realize, just like when the Shakur and Porter. You remember you sent me the Shakur and Sean Porter sparring, and he was like, "Bro, look at Shakur," and I was like, "Sean Porter ain't throw a punch on purpose because he was fighting Shakur to work on his defense when he was sparring." So you gotta realize it might be a few rounds to where they not throwing intentionally because they working on certain stuff because it also is sparring. But whatever did happen,
They weren't working on shit there. They weren't working on shit there.
Yeah.
I'm
They
They're
weren't
going to
working
war.
on shit there, bro.
I ain't watching. Hey, after Devin Haney,
It was hard
got
sparring.
dropped, after Devin Haney got dropped, I was like, yeah, I'm not watching this. He could have beat the shit out of the thing. But Devin Haney was one of the first fighters that I've seen. Correct me if I'm wrong. that in his fight against Ryan Garcia, he beat Ryan Garcia technically and fundamentally, and still got beat from pillar to post.
I mean, he won every round that wasn't a knockdown. Yeah, which is what you're saying, basically.
Yeah.
But Johnny boy, what do you think, man, about the legendary sparring tape? Do you think? Let me ask you a question about Floyd. Do you think that was wrong by Floyd, or do you think that was a smart or not a smart move by Floyd, considering he might want to take Gervonta Davis back in the future?
What was smart as far as what? As far as
releasing the tape on purpose to try to screw over Tank. That he's released.
Oh no, yeah, I think that relationship is over. I think it's run its course. They have this on and off friendship, promoter, manager, big brother, little brother, and then it's just like I think Floyd is like he be jealous. I don't know what his fighters, the way he treats them sometimes is like he wants to take all the spotlight. Even in the sparring, you can see him jumping in there and trying to make it about him, and just back up, let them get it on. And they weren't even tangling up, and he's all in the middle talking to trying to get attention for everybody. It seemed, and it's just like. You had your time. You got the 50-0. You made the $1 billion. Like, what more do you need? He just has he has that ego. So I just feel like, the way he's the bigger brother. Tank is validated in the way the way he responds, to Floyd. And Floyd, I don't like the moves that Floyd make. But as far as a fighter, I love the way Floyd fights. But personally, the things that he does, it just turns you off,
Yeah. So who do you think won the sparring?
I think Devin actually edged it, but I think like you said, Gervonta Tank fought in spurts, and I think he hurt Devin, but Broner just jumped in, and I think that Devin Haney could have tangled him up, could have clinched, and he could have lasted. But those doghouse rules, I don't agree with that as well. You hurt fighters like that. It's bad enough that you're doing sparring and you got these guys doing 20 rounds till somebody quits. That's dangerous. You putting a lot of damage on these fighters, and then when they go into the ring, that's why you see all those fighters from Philly. They're tough as hell, but they have those sparring wars, those gym wars, and those Detroit fighters from Kronk. I mean, those guys are going at it, and you putting a lot of miles on your body and your head, going into those big championship fights. And I just think that Devin, he edged the sparring. Tank had his moments, but he looked gassed, and that's not the same as what would happen in a real fight. I think Devin would have won before the Ryan Garcia fight, but like I said, he's damaged goods. I don't think he's going to be the same fighter, that beating that he took.
Yeah, and I think the same thing as you, man. Devin edges it out, but the doghouse rules, it is what it is, and in a real ring, Tank would get the knockout based off the damage he was getting on Devin, but we had already seen that months ago. Jenkins,
John Boy, you said before the Garcia fight you would have picked Devin over Tank in a fight?
Yes, absolutely. I love boxers over punchers. A good boxer always beats a good puncher 8 out of 10 times. You get those upsets, but I like points. You're building a points lead. If you're just waiting for that one knockout, which Tank usually gives up those rounds, you're going to be disappointed when he bumps into that fighter, Shakur Stevenson, who's going to rack up all those rounds. People are going to boo, and they're going to say, man, Shakur's so boring. I hate his fighting style. All he do is run. He's still going to win the rounds. He's still going to get the W. And then you're going to be behind, hoping for that. Now, who's more exciting? Tank Davis, obviously. I love the knockouts. That they're exciting. But just I can't stand watching a fighter just lose rounds and hope for that home run in the ninth inning. I just can't do it. As a coach, I tell just build that point lead.
Nah, I 100% agree with like most of your statements. I would pick Tank over Devin, like even before the before the Garcia fight. But everything else you said, like I 100% agree with.
Yeah, I love Devin Haney. I was heartbroken at the fight, man. But then I was like, man, this is crazy.
I've never liked Devin Haney, man, being truthful. But Jenkins, were you able to watch the sparring? Let's get it wrapped up so we can get into our last game, our last segment.
Okay, cool. I just want to address the Floyd thing. I think as a person, he is messed up and he is jealous for no reason. But I also think Tank is very emotional. So like they kind of like butt heads and like, emotions flare and ego, big dick contest.
Yeah.
But
that's true.
I think, right. And I think
it could be both of them. It's both of them, little brother and big brother. They both arguing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Little brother,
and of course,
little brother getting over the big brother.
Right. And as fighters too, you have that like mentality Like, you know, you're aggressive to begin with, so like a lot of that plays into it. But
Absolutely.
based off the sparring, I think they said that Tank had just hopped off a plane and clearly he wasn't in boxing shape. But I think he won just because of like the way he was bullying Devin at certain points. But at a certain point, it like the egos were flaring also. Like Tank, the way he was talking to everybody outside, and you know, Tank was talking, and Floyd is telling Haney to keep fighting him as his head is turned. Like, you know, it was a lot going on. So it was more like Tank felt like people were testing him. I feel like you know, everybody in the ring was on Haney's side. He came there with AB. It was like I think he only knew AB in there. So like it was a lot more than just the sparring that like was going on. But it definitely looked better than like the minute clip though. Like Devin was putting in some work at times. And like you said, Frank, like when Tank was off, he looked very off. So I think he was more just gassed. I would say he won it just because of like the shots he was throwing. Like you said, it was like doghouse fighting. Like he was trying to hurt him. I was like, damn, you guys are doing a little much for sparring. But I mean, that's how in a real fight, like, you know, Haney's getting knocked out. So
Yeah, I agree. So let's move on to our last segment, which is the fantasy 5v5 PBC against Top Rank. Guys here in the podcast with us, Koopa, Rob, Kazo, Johnny Boy, and Jenkins. I dropped a list of names in the private chat here on StreamYard. If you guys want to check it out, there's a list for PBC and there's a list for Top Rank. We got to make 5 fights with the 2 promotion companies. Let's go ahead and do this before it's getting close to Kazo's bedtime.
Bro, do we gotta use this list? Hey, you nigga, you being funny. Post, man.
You started it. You started it, bro.
That Frank Garcia.
All right, I'm gonna get him out before he says everything every time, man. Right before he says anything.
Hey, Frank, we can have a few fights lined up.
All right, if you say it again, I'm gonna kick you, Kazo. All right, it's not like I can't do it on time, bro.
Hey, now it's coming up.
All right, let's do this. So, first fight. Let's do it in order. Whoever's got the first idea, man. What's a good fight? Top Rank versus PBC.
Figgy versus Shushu.
But is that as good as the other fights we can make on this list?
Yes.
I mean, let's get the first one out of here, man. Let's do the big ones first. Shakur versus Tank.
Hey, Figgy versus Shushu is a good one.
Literally.
Figgy versus Shushu, especially if we talking about starting this card. Are we doing it in order on like what we think the card should be, or we just the fights that we think should be on the cards, and then we get the order after?
Yeah, but I still think. I mean, I'd rather do Shushu versus anyway, but I mean, you guys say that no, but okay.
He's at 122.
I want to see it.
He's at 122, bro. You don't get that shit. You don't get that, Franklin.
Bro, he's moving up. What don't you get?
When
now, before next, we're gonna move out. He's under
that man
like, damn.
Man, I seen something. Matter of fact, the Porterway podcast. They was just talking about how
Rob, if you quote the Porterway podcast one more time, bro.
Hey, bro, I watch your podcast, bro.
All right, Kazo.
And it's also gonna be a good point. The New Age just got dropped. You don't think he gonna settle into that weight class before he move up?
There's literally nobody for him to fight but that guy from the UK. I don't know his name.
In Shushu's weight class?
So who are the champs at 120?
Shushu versus
126 or 122?
126 is Rafael Espinosa, Luis Alberto Lopez, Nick Ball, Ray Vargas.
Yeah, Ray Vargas.
And who's the guy you said? Figgy,
Brandon Figueroa. The number one.
He's not even champ? All right.
Nah.
I mean, we can do that. It's fine, bro.
Yeah, bro. Hey.
Is that the guy that beat
a good fight?
That's the guy that beat the guy that lost to Inoue, right?
Yes. No, they fought with MD. He lost to Cool Boy.
That's what I'm saying. He beat Cool Boy.
He lost to Cool Boy.
He beat him, bro. It's a robbery.
He lost.
But
fight.
I watched it. It was a robbery. That's what I'm telling you. But all right, next fight: Shakur versus Tank or Loma versus Tank. Which one is
Shakur versus Tank, bro.
Yes, Frank. Come
Shakur
on.
Tank.
Hey, Frank be playing, bro. Like he don't know what.
I mean, we could match up Shakur with somebody else. That's what I'm saying.
Frank, if Shakur versus Loma or Tank versus Loma, whoever wins, whatever that fight is, it's a lose-lose. Either you get an old fighter or you lost to an old fighter. That fight is not happening in my opinion.
All right, what's another one we can get in here?
Tim Tszyu versus Xander Zayas.
Wilder versus
That's a good fight. That's a good fight.
Tim Tszyu versus Xander Zayas.
I like that fight.
Oh yes.
All right, yeah, let's do that one. Tszyu versus Xander. Even though, I mean, I still feel like we can get better fights, bro.
Frank, we're making the card, so we got the prelims and everything. Calmate, we. Adios mio.
Like, look, let me get some out. Let me throw some out, okay? Pitbull
Barrios
versus
Brandon Norman.
Bro, you're naming
you gonna
terrible
throw
fights, Kayzo. You're naming
Hey, it's a
terrible fights.
unification fight.
Hey, Benavidez and Benavidez.
Teofimo, there we go. Benavidez versus Benavidez. Teofimo versus Pitbull. Frank Martin versus Keyshawn Davis. Andy Reeves versus Jared Anderson. Shushu versus Robeisy Ramirez instead would be a better fight than Figueroa, in my opinion. Sandor Martin versus Rayo. So
Put
y'all
down
don't think y'all wouldn't put. Yeah, Benavidez versus Benavidez to lock.
Barrios versus Spence.
Bro, they're both PBC.
Bro,
I don't care. That's a good fight.
Bro, that's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing, bro.
Wilder versus Anderson.
So you guys don't
Why
think?
would they make that fight?
Yeah, that's a good fight.
Why would they ever
Good test.
make that?
So y'all don't think Pitbull versus Teofimo should be on this
Shut
list?
up with Pitbull, bro. No.
Frank, do you think Pitbull? Frank, you probably
Man.
think Pitbull could go fight Usyk right now, Frank. We know you.
Bro, you don't think y'all don't think Pitbull versus Teofimo should
I
be
mean,
on this
Kristen
list,
and Billy
really?
versus David.
Yeah, they have to unify. They have to unify.
Yeah,
They
it's
have to unify.
unification.
Frank,
They have to.
sorry
There's no choice.
sorry to hurt your feeling, Frank, but Tio gonna beat the hell out of Pitbull.
No, I know that.
So why
What
We
do
about-
can put it on there.
fighter?
Let's slap it on there.
I mean, man, in my
They're
opinion,
both champs. They're both champions.
No,
So,
yeah,
so
slap it on
Frank
there.
get
I
y'all
was
a
trying to hurt Frank's
unification. Y'all
feelings.
run with it.
I was just trying to hurt Frank's feelings. But
bro,
yeah,
and
just
I
slap it
know
on there.
that this guy just got his ass whooped and got knocked out. But I think Frank Martin versus Keyshawn Davis is a great fight.
It's
That's a
not
good fight.
anymore. Keyshawn's gonna beat the fuck out of Frank.
Yeah, but it's still like, they
I
talk
like to
a lot of
see it.
trash. They talk good amount
Yeah,
of
I
trash.
like to see it.
I like Frank. I still like Frank Martin because he didn't take damage or beating.
Have you not seen, bro? Keyshawn just fought Jose Pedraza and beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah, Jose Pedraza up there now.
All right, so pick between these three: Pitbull versus Tio
And you gonna put it up there anyways
he's
after we just
fucking
told you we didn't want it.
versus
You gonna put it up there
Keyshawn,
anyways.
and this. Pick between these three.
Bro,
The
Pitbull versus
unification,
Tio.
obviously.
Pitbull versus
Yeah.
Tio.
People, Tio, that's the unification. We got to see who's undisputed at 140.
All right. So that's
Let me
it.
fight
This
that
one
in.
should not be on this list at all, bro.
Why? Bro? That's the best
Yes,
fight.
Frank.
Should not be
the
on
first
this
one.
list.
Hey, when,
Bro,
hey,
just
when
put it as
Figgy-
the
Figgy
first
work
fight,
your
the
boy,
opener,
when
bro.
Figgy work
Yeah,
your
hey,
boy,
so
I'm laugh, bro.
that's what I'm about to say now. Now let's put the fights in order. If we was the promoters.
When Figgy work your boy, I'm laughing.
You're telling me you guys would rather watch this fight than Frank Martin versus Keyshawn Davis?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, bro. Yeah, we just
Yeah,
told
they
you.
can fight on the undercard.
Okay,
No
so
disrespect, but when it's a card, no disrespect. You got
all right.
who would it?
And
Who
my-
it is? Carlos Adames. He a champ. Didn't he just fight on the undercard?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
All
on
right,
the
there's
prelims?
not even
No,
an
not
argument.
him. Not him.
There's not even an argument. This is the order.
Not him. The
Yeah,
dude.
that's the order.
The dude Boots beat. The dude Boots beat.
What,
Put it with
dude,
Villa?
Oh, Roy Monvia.
Nigga,
Yeah,
Roy
Roy
Villa
Monvia.
hasn't fought since they fought.
The
But
statue.
didn't he just fight on the undercard with Tangana?
No, he hasn't fought.
I mean, on
since
the
he fought
prelims?
Boots. No,
Did he not fight on the? I might have seen the last name and got confused, but I was just
he
like,
hasn't
damn, that's
fought since
crazy.
he
But
fought
all right,
Boots.
all
All
right.
right, well, boys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. We can still chill in here if y'all want, but thank y'all for joining. first YouTube live. I think it was a success. We had a good amount of viewers in here. We'll catch you guys sometime next week. Before that Shakur Stevenson. Is it? No. Next week is Estrada versus Bam and Sonny Edwards against somebody else. Yeah, and Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo with Robethi Ramirez on the undercard. Tonight, we got a good fight coming up here in a couple hours. Rafael Espinoza, the guy that beat Robethi Ramirez, is defending his title against another undefeated Mexican fighter. But we'll see tonight. Catch you guys next time. Thanks for joining the Boxing Chat.
Hey, real quick, make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, follow the Boxing Chat, follow Johnny Boy Boxing, follow King Coop, follow Kazo, follow Justin, and follow your boy.
That's it. One love.
All right.
Niggas sound like a drunk uncle. Follow your boy. Follow your
right. Kazo's mom's calling and we gotta go. Peace out.
Salute, fellas.
Hey, bro.
Hey, Freak.